Started, talk about some motivation, some meditation, some inspiration. If it's not one of the three, I don't want it. What sets you aside? What differences? What is it that makes you unique? What is it that brings the parts inside of you out? That bring the ability inside of you out? When you're facing off against challenges, what is it that you look for inside of yourself? Where are the answers within? What part of who you are inside brings you to the place of manifestation, brings you to the place of being where no matter the challenges that you face off against, you have the ability to overcome. When we're focusing, when we're putting our mind truly to work, when we're putting our ability to overcome the challenges, when we're looking within for the answers, and we're ultimately overcoming them by being ourselves. A lot of the times challenges that we have are just a reflection. They're just the mentality working in a way in which the body, the mind, the spirit, the soul end up working together. And when we put that time, that effort, and that ability into place, when we're giving ourselves that kind of a place to truly look within, what does it mean? What does it mean to overcome? What does it mean to use the gifts that you have inside that are brought to you? A lot of the times when we're going through something, when we're facing off against something, it's ultimately what we're looking for. It's ultimately what it means to be yourself. It's what it means to be within and to find ways to overcome and to manifest. It's truly a part of who we are to believe in ourselves. And no matter how hard the challenges are, ultimately what goes on inside is what matters the most. And so here we are today in this place, in this mentality, where no matter how hard it is, we look within ourselves for the answers. And ultimately, when you face challenges with a positive mind, when you face it with a ability to overcome from within who you are, you start to see, you start to be set aside, and you start to look at the world in such a way that you overcome the challenges that you're going through. See, ultimately what happens is that we don't realize or recognize what we're made of. We don't recognize what it takes to go inwards. And when you do, when you start to look within yourself for the answers, when you start looking within yourself for the ability, that's where the mentality opens up. And good morning, RJ. And inside of that daily growth and daily ability lays you. It lays a foundation of process, and no matter how hard it is, or no matter how many challenges come, the ability to use that is amazing. That ability to continue to grow, to continue to look within comes out. And so inside of that place is where focus lays. It's a place where no matter the challenges you face, you become the result. You become the ability inside. And it's a true growth to be ourselves. It's a true growth to understand what I'm talking about is that you have a great life, you have a great journey. You know, when you put yourself first, when you put your ability to open up, when you put your mentality in a place where no matter what you face, you can overcome challenge. It's truly amazing. What is motivation? What is a reflection of focus? What is the ability to be inside? You know, what does it mean to be yourself? What does it mean to use your gifts, to use your talents? And each day we look inside. That's how we overcome challenge. It's by looking inside that we find who we are, that we find the knowledge within, and ultimately find the way to overcome those challenges. And ultimately come out on the other side as who we are within. You know, I recognize that much challenge comes to the one who looks inside for the answers, who looks inside for the ability, who focuses to that point where no matter what the challenges are going on around them, it's what's going on inside. And what we have in front of ourselves and what we have within ourselves, focusing to that place, you know. It's not the days when everything is in front of you, it's the days when you are alone, it's when you're going through challenges or you're facing off against things that only you can overcome. It's quite amazing when you hear that story. It's quite amazing when what is within comes out, when what you believe about yourself opens up, you know. And when we focus to that point where we have what it takes, where we have an ability, a mentality to put that kind of time, to put that kind of effort, to put that kind of process in place where we start to overcome those challenges, where we start to overcome those things that only we can through being who we are inside. What an amazing journey we are on. This thing we call discipline, this years, these lives, these abilities within, and it's ultimately when we're inside ourselves that we find the way to overcome. It's ultimately inside of ourselves when we find that what it takes comes from within. And when we become inspired by that, that's when we find ourselves. That's when we find the process of being who you are inside. It's quite amazing, you know, to have a life, to have a journey and a path. And I just want to inspire you all to see that reflection, see that ability within yourselves and within your journey. And I just hope that you all have a blessed day as always. Once again, another day of motivation, meditation, inspiration. Namaste.